night I was able to see Abigail at its world premiere at the Overlook Film Festival. So let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Sean and I love to talk about movies and TV way too much. With that in mind, go ahead and join me down below in the comment section. Share your excitement level for Abigail. Now, this is a movie that I was very excited for several different reasons. First off, I really have enjoyed Radio Silence's previous films. Ready or Not was a movie that was very much up my alley. Scream is my favorite horror franchise, or at least the original is my favorite horror film, and I thought that both of their entries were solid, and they found something new and different to do with the franchise. And so when I saw they were doing a new movie that involves a vampire ballerina and people locked in a mansion unable to escape from the vampire ballerina, I was like, that movie is right up my alley. And in fact, the reason that I went to the Overlook Film Festival is because I wanted to go see this film at its world premiere. And in fact, I was able to work the red carpet. They ran late, so we were only able to ask one question, but I was able to ask them one question on the red carpet, as well as my buddy Cody Leach, who was also there. Let's get started talking with the good. And I'll just cut right to the chase on this one. This movie was everything that I hoped that it would be from the trailer. It's funny, it has plenty of gore and nastiness, twists and turns, and it just nails the tone. It was exactly what I hoped that it could be based off the trailer that they put out. First thing you gotta talk about with this movie is that the cast here is just great. It's a rock solid ensemble when it comes to both the characters as well as the performances. I don't know who the little girl is that they cast to play Abigail, but she was a fantastic find, where she can be this helpless little girl, and then she can be the terrifying vampire, and she's pulling off all of the ballerina stuff, the flexibility, and murdering people at the same time. But then when you get into the human characters that are stuck there, they just found all the right people to have this fun blend of characters. During the Q&A afterwards, they said they wanted it to be kind of like the Breakfast Club of vampire movies, and you go, all right, yeah, that's kind of what it was, where they tried to find all these different people that might be on this kidnapping squad, that might be enticed, and so everyone has a different purpose on the team. Everyone has a different reason for being in the film, and they're all entertaining or interesting or add just a little flavor to the whole ensemble. So it's very well balanced. A couple of them are more kind of comedy based. So like Kevin Durand as the muscle, he's playing this dumb guy, and they find all of these really funny ways to make him really, really dumb. It just adds the right levity that feels consistent with the character. It's not that everyone's dropping quips that so many blockbusters do these days. No, it's just like organic humor that comes from throwing these characters together in this scenario. Comedy's going to come from it. Dan Stevens is someone that seems to be having a pretty great year, where for you guys, you've seen him in Godzilla X Kong, but he's also in a horror movie called Cuckoo that also played at the Overlook Film Festival. I also saw it at South by Southwest last month. He's great in that film as well. And then here, once again, shows how versatile, how charismatic he can be, and how he can just fit into a lot of different roles. Melissa Barrera, once again, gets to kind of be this character that has to battle a vampire ballerina and a bunch of other stuff that kind of goes down in the middle of the film. Don't want to say too much, but just once again shows that she has a strong screen presence and can get in on the action and absolutely deliver. Another nice little touch about the film is that it was able to kind of change the formula every 15, 20 minutes. So despite the fact that we're mostly just in this one environment, it keeps finding a way to change the dynamics of the character, change the formula for exactly what's going on just enough that it feels like something new and different is happening. Someone different is in control, has the power in the situation. So it kept changing things up just enough to always kind of keep it fresh and entertaining. And as a horror movie, it finds plenty of ways to deliver bloody, bloody carnage. If you've seen Ready or Not, you kind of have a flavor for what Radio Silence likes to do with some of their kills and how they like to get very, very bloody and gory. This takes that to like continues what they were doing in some of their other films and plays out the gore, the bloodiness. Just by the end of it, a lot of people are covered in an awful lot of blood. And one of the things I went into the movie excited about is that as I've become a film critic, I've realized that I really enjoy kind of these isolated horror films where characters are stuck in this deadly environment. So that was one of the things I wanted to ask Radio Silence about, because that's something that they have done with many of their films. I love isolated horror. Your movies trap people in these horrifying environments where they're in danger. What draws you to trapping people in dangerous locations, and what are some of the movies that inspired you to want to tell those types of stories?
You know, it's funny. I think because of the way we came up, where we would find a location and then go, oh, we can shoot there. That's our production value. Let's go shoot there. It sort of informed us in terms of location being really, really important. And I think since then...
Yeah, and on a budget.
On a budget.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it really allows the characters to be front and center in a way that I think we really like. We kind of joke that we always end up doing ensemble movies. And then that, putting a bunch of people in an enclosed location, just like you said.
Pressure cooker.
Yeah, it's a pressure cooker, and we just love it.
Awesome. Thank you. And I touched on this a little bit earlier, but what I felt the movie did really well is that when it kicks off, you're having fun just hanging out with these characters. And then as it starts to build, you're intrigued by, okay, what's going on here? Why are they afraid of who this girl's dad is? And what is actually kind of going on? Who can you trust? And then they start to lose control, so then we're on the run. And it's able to like pull you into a crazier and crazier narrative, but the whole time it continues to engage you. It continues to entertain you in whether it's being funny and just hanging out with these characters, or trying to survive, watching them die, or when you get into the final moments, the final twist, turns, and reveals, and you get final showdowns. All of it delivers. All of it is entertaining. It delivered everything that I hoped that I would get from the film. And when it comes to Radio Silence's films, I really dig what they deliver, but I've always left their films with whether a frustration or something I wish they had done a little bit different. This one I went, if you're gonna make a vampire ballerina movie about these people stuck in a mansion with this vampire ballerina, this is the movie that I wanted it to be. They pulled it off. I have a few more things to say about it, so let's move on to the bad. And there was really nothing here that dramatically hurt the film for me. Anything that I mentioned is essentially nitpicks. So, like, maybe I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of the ballerina aspect play into some of the kills or the fights more overtly than kind of her dancing in the middle of a sequence. It would have been nice, perhaps, if some of the kills had been spaced out a little bit differently, because it felt like there were several up front, and then you lose several people in the last 20 minutes, but there's a long middle section where nobody dies, really. And so maybe balance that out a little bit more. And, you know, when it gets to kind of my final score for the film, I thought it delivered everything that it should. It's a great genre film. It's not like elevating the genre. It's not breaking new ground. That's not a negative on the film, but also I can't say that it's like one of the best of all time, though it probably almost certainly will be one of my favorite horror films of the year. At the festival, I ran into a number of friends. I asked them what their favorite films of the festival were, and most everyone mentioned Abigail. Here's what they had to say. Stranger, what was your favorite films of the festival?
Stranger's favorite film of the festival was Abigail. I expected to like it. I didn't expect to like fucking love it, which I absolutely do.
Abigail was very, very fun. I really liked that.
Tied for first place with that movie is Abigail, because I love Radio Silence. Ready or Not is my all-time favorite horror comedy, and this just ups the ante, and it is a bloody, wild ride.
Abigail. We just got out of the premiere, the world premiere, and it was great.
Yeah, just a ton of fun, just
Yeah.
delivered.
Yeah.
I went into this film very excited. I loved the trailer, and the concept of a ballerina vampire killing a bunch of people sounded awesome to me, and I thought Radio Silence were the people to make that movie, and they were. It was everything I hoped it would be. It was fun. It kept me guessing what was going to happen next. It kept changing the formula. The characters were great. The gore was great, and there's a lot of fun with a ballerina vampire. If you like the trailer, you should be very excited to check out this film. If you like Radio Silence in general, this is another solid film, probably their best film yet. Overall, it's an A-. It's on the entertainment scale, a 9 out of 10. And go see this film. I want more movies like this made, so please go support the film. Be sure to join me down below in the comment section. Let me know your excitement level for the film. Also, I have talked about their other films previously, so you can check out those reviews somewhere around here. Thank you so much for watching, and keep talking movies and TV too much. Bye-bye.